Hi, my name is Kathy Davis, and I'm here today to talk with you about the Navigator program and what it means to be a senior mentor in that program. I want to start by asking you just to think about this. What do you remember about your freshman year? Was it a positive experience? Did you come into the school afraid of what it was going to be like, leery of the new experience? Did you gain traction your freshman year, or did you spin out? What was your story? What was it then, and what is it now? It doesn't really matter if you spun out when you were a freshman, as long as you've gained maturity over the time, and as a senior you can look back and say, here's what I should have done differently. Some of you probably had great freshman years, and it's just been up and to the right since then, and that's awesome too. Either way, those experiences are valuable for what we're trying to do with the freshmen this year. One of the reasons I say that you could have spun out as a freshman but then been doing well now and that experience would still be good is that there's really just one thing that would keep you from being able to serve as a senior mentor, and that's if you've never adopted the behaviors to help yourself move forward as a sophomore, junior, senior. If you've never actually taken your academics seriously, if you've never actually thought about what am I going to do after high school. Because what we want to do is to get some seniors into the class with the freshmen to help them make good decisions about where they're going from here. So you might be asking yourself, what is this program? This program is designed to create a system for helping freshmen. We want them to acclimate well to high school, to not waste any time trying to get involved. So you might ask, well, how will we do that? First of all, senior mentors will be in the class to help them feel needed and known, because we feel more secure about what we're doing when we think people actually know who we are and they want us to be there. We're going to help them get involved in school activities as soon as possible. We're going to teach them all of the important traditions of the high school. So then you might ask yourself, well, who are we really looking for? Because evidently you can't all serve as a senior mentor, and we're not really asking you all to serve, because this really needs to resonate with you. This needs to be something that you really want to do. So we're looking for Sherpa. Sherpa are trusted guides. They're the people who take groups up to the top of Mount Everest and lead them back down safely. The reason we call them Sherpa is because seniors have experience relationally, practically, and academically. And that's why seniors make such a great guide for these freshmen. Because you can look back and you can tell them all the things they should do, all the things you did that you loved, but you can also look back and tell them all the things you wish you would have done. Because wisdom really comes from learning from experience. And it doesn't have to be our own, it can be someone we trust. We're looking for seniors who really care about other people. You've demonstrated that you understand that serving other people is really the way you want to spend your life. That in investing in others is actually an investment in yourself. So take the time to consider that, because this isn't a popularity contest. You don't have to be the most outgoing person to do this, because freshmen are going to come into your school and they're all going to come from different backgrounds. They're going to come with different personality types, and we're going to need all types of senior mentors to come into the classroom and help them along. Some kids will resonate with you more than other kids will, and the same will be true for you. And that's what we're looking for and what we want you to consider is, do I want to sacrifice and invest in the freshmen? Why might you want to do that? Because it's going to help you build a high school culture that is even more positive than the one you already have. It's going to help those freshmen become the best student they can become in the school because of your influence over them. It's also going to mean that you will leave a legacy behind. Because in 2026, these freshmen that are coming in next year are going to graduate. And the influence you have on them as freshmen will help decide who they're going to be when they become seniors. So maybe all of that sounds great, but you're thinking, well, what am I actually going to do in this class? So I'm just going to run through a list with you. There's a mandatory training camp coming up. It's May 16th through the 18th, and you have to attend in order to serve as a senior mentor, because you're going to not only have a great time while you're there, but you're going to learn so many important things about the Navigator program itself, which is the name of the course. You're going to attend and participate in class daily. You're going to act as a freshman family group leader to provide a safe space for the freshmen to have small group discussions about the curriculum and the questions that are being asked. You're going to look for ways to invest in your freshmen. This really isn't just about an hour a day. This is about the ability to build a relationship with them and encourage them even outside of class. Some of the best times for me in my class, when I taught this class, was when my freshmen came running in and would say, "My senior knows my name. They said it in the hall. They stopped and talked to me." They were always so amazed that a senior knew who they were and cared enough to stop and spend a little bit of their time asking how they were. And that's part of it. You're going to need to get to know them and call them by name. You're going to tell them about school activities. You're going to invite them to show up, to have their parents bring them to things that are going on that would be important for freshmen to get involved in. You're going to teach them about school spirit and traditions that are going on in the school. You're going to plan activities with other senior mentors to impact freshmen. You're going to model positive student behavior, which means in class, you're going to be the model student. You're going to be the one paying attention when you're supposed to be paying attention, and writing in your journal when you're supposed to be writing in your journal, and watching a video and interacting and asking questions, because that type of behavior helps them understand who they need to be in class as well. You're going to teach them about the pride of being a member of your school. You're going to share wisdom that you've learned from your high school experience. You're going to create a legacy and culture that values everyone. The curriculum will challenge you yourself to learn what it means to live life fully alive. And who knows, as you go through this and help them sort of look at careers and explore and guide them through conversations, you might find that you're learning as much as they are. So what are the perks of doing it? There are some perks that are sort of on the side, and that is, this is coded as an internship, so that goes on your transcript. College applications, colleges love to see that you've actually invested in other people and that you know how to lead a small group. And then jobs, it's a great thing to put on your job application. I really sort of saved that for last because that's not the reason to do it. That's just a perk. My goal here is not to talk you into being a senior mentor. I personally would love for each of you to have this opportunity and experience, not just for what it can do for your freshmen, but for what it can do for you. However, it is going to take some sacrifice, and so I want you to have a clear picture of that. I want you to understand. I've never had a senior mentor go through the entire program and not come out saying that they got so much more than their freshmen even did. I think that will be true for you. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, how do I know if this is for me? Well, the good news is you're going to get a link to an interest survey. That's all it is, an interest survey. You're just going to fill it out, and it'll give you an opportunity to read through the mantra of the senior mentor. We live by that mantra. It's the I care mantra. And when you read it, it gives you a deep understanding of what the attitude you really have to have coming into the class and throughout the semester. You will serve 2 semesters, so you'll have one group of freshmen the first semester and another group of freshmen the second semester. That's important to know because you only have that little bit of time to really invest in that group of kids. It's important. You're important. Those of you that this is already resonating with you, I just want to encourage you. Open up that survey, fill it out, read that mantra, see if this is something that maybe you want to do with your time, your senior year. The reason I say it's a sacrifice is that we know you're not all going to have to be on campus all the time. Seniors get a little bit more flexibility in their schedule. So to do this, you are going to have to sacrifice because you're going to be here when you didn't have to be. But that's what really makes it meaningful, is that freshmen understand that you're there because you really want to be there, not because you happen to sign up for a class. So I just want to end with this. I love to read, and I'm reading a book right now about the moon. And in that book, I learned that the only side of the moon, you probably already know this, but I didn't. The only side of the moon we ever see is the damaged one. We don't see the side that has less damage. Because of the rotation of the moon, we just see that one side. And in this book, the author just brought out the idea, even though we only see the damaged side from the earth, the moon is still able to reflect the sun and is often called beautiful. We would all be better off if we could be open, less worried about our problems, and more focused on our purpose. Because being a reflection of light for those around us makes our life more valuable.